Hi there, let's go over the chart for 5/20/2019. This is my technical analysis review of the ES, and just wanted to get started this evening with a small recap from this morning's video. So I talked quite a bit about the 37. It actually went down to 36, and I talked about the 32 area, and it was pretty much like 33 right here, and it touched my line like perfectly the first time and a little bit beyond the second time. But just want you to realize from the prep video this morning, you know, how I'm reading this stuff. And so let's do a quick review. 32 would probably be a good place for the market to come to rest and maybe get a bounce at the open. Here's the 37 level. It's just this little tiny node right here, and here's the 32 level, and here's the 22 level. 22 level, this is the 37 level right here, you can see it, and this is the 32 level and the 22 level. So you can see I was calling out those levels several times on different charts, really trying to get your attention focused on those large volume nodes for the bounce. You don't know if they're really going to bounce on the top or the bottom of the nodes. You're always kind of watching to see what the reaction is, but generally they're always pretty good for a scalp. But anyways, moving forward, I traded the MES, which is the micro ES, again today. These are all real trades here that I took. So it's 10 times smaller, so 72.50. If I would have traded the regular ES, this would have been $725 here. I went for a full 10 for 10 today, and was all to the long side, nothing on the short side there, and it worked out pretty good. I'll show you a place on the chart that I kind of got hung up on, which is why I had a bunch of trades in there, because it kept on coming back and knocking me out, even though I was sure that it was going to go. Weekly is like a pause day, really. We're kind of up over this node right here. I think that was kind of important for them to get up, and so I'm kind of looking for a positive right at this point. We had drawn this range in this morning, and we're up above the 50%, so we're kind of holding this level. This also makes me think that we're going to make a nice little travel up. It's pretty thin right here in this area, so I could definitely see this moving up pretty easily and giving us a nice positive bar by morning. So 240, 2 moves down, 2 rejections. They're definitely buying the market. Things look positive, right? We came right into this other node and found support. First time right across the top, a little bit into the node the second time, and they bought it heavily each time. So that tells me that the buyers are down here. Looks the same down here. We basically almost hit that 100% range extension that we drew in this morning, right down to the bottom of this node. We talked about this node several times this morning in the prep video. Yeah, this is looking bullish to me. Look how thin this area is right here. This looks like a carry up to the 61 area pretty easily. So intraday, this was right at the open right here, so we came right into that 37 area right pretty much before the open and got that bounce. Pretty good bounced up into this node. Didn't quite make it all the way to the top of the line. Came down, a little bit of support here, but we'd already kind of traded through here pretty heavily on the chop side. So you kind of let it go at that point, hit the next line. Perfect purchase right there. 2 levels up, pulls back, bounces off the line again for another 2 levels, 1, 2. Beautiful trade. We'd already traded through this area. You can see that this is a node, right? And so it tried to do a little bounce right here. Too weak, comes down to the next level. This is the bottom of the node. We find some support after a bunch of trades right here, and we head right back up. Pull back, don't even quite make it to the line, but now we've got kind of a support structure right here. You can see, looking very closely on my charts, there's like a little line right here and a little line right here. Those are the high volume levels in these 2 candles, and you can see that's basically where it traded down into, took off. And so I thought this thing was going to break out multiple times. I kept on putting in buy orders. It would get up here, come back and knock me out. Get up here, come back, knock me out. Come up, knock me out. And I finally caught it, and I got this one, I think, just perfect, I think. Oh, can't do that on this one. It's actually on the MES. And I don't have that feature over there, sorry. I was going to show you how beat up I got in this area on the MES. Bounced up and came back, found support right across the tops of all these, made another huge bounce, almost to the line up here. We were like a point away, 55.75, 56.50. So can't always hit the line perfectly. Got to sell off back into the same level. Another bounce, and because we'd already tested this area, we basically traded through, came back, hit the second level, got another good bounce right here, and it just kind of chopped for the rest of the day, going back and forth through this level. I was done back here. I'd stopped trading. I think I took one more trade somewhere in here, and you can see the lines were playing pretty good. Price was on both sides of the line for most of the day, hitting these levels. Definitely first touches were always the best, right? I kind of talk about that before in other videos. You always want to take the first touches when they get there, and we spent so much time in a range that you really didn't want to touch the lines too much because they'd already chopped through them so many times. They do work over and over again, but they get weak after a while. Sell down, nice first touch to this line. We haven't been here for a while. Good bounce, comes back, finds resistance right on the line, does another sell, repeats the pattern, comes right down to the line. Nice little trade right there, right back up to the line. And we're basically testing levels the whole way, right? We talk about this lots of times. If we were to put a profile across here, this pretty much came down to the bottom of this node right here, and this one tested the top of this node right here, and that's where those 2 bounces came in, right? So after it had failed on the bottom one, right, it traveled across and tested the top of the next one, and it just repeats that pattern, right? So this one's testing the bottom of this and kind of the top of that node right there. It travels up, tests this little node, gets a little pullback. It's the same pattern over and over again that I talk about in these videos. It's ripping to the upside right now, and I think it'll probably maybe get some traction and keep on going. Symmetry in the market, you can see that I'd drawn in those first levels, and it traded basically right down into the levels. All the levels were pretty good touches. on a lot of these first touches, right? They were getting pullbacks. Really stayed in the range. So symmetry was pretty good today as far as targets and stuff like that went. Anything else to tell you? I think that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up as fast as I can here. Got something I have to go do. And I will see you in the morning. Take care.